The Pitts Special is a biplane. That is an aircraft with two wings, upper and lower wing. It's made of what we call rag and tube. The wooden frame is made into wings, and they are strapped into a fuselage, which is a component of tubes, and is wrapped together into the biplane, that's particularly known as a Pitts Special. My Pitts, these two particular aircraft are part of what was once a 3-aircraft trio, which was used here in Florida as a aerobatic display team. They were then subsequently sold out into Africa, into a country called Namibia, and they were bought by a lady and a gentleman, and they were planning to set up a team of aerobatic people who could display at shows. That was subsequently sold by him, and it was purchased by myself, and that was the start of my aerobatic interest. I actually wanted to create a team, and I discovered that there was another one, a sister ship, which was also brought into Namibia, and I eventually tracked it down, purchased it, and took it back to South Africa, where I started to create a school of training people on how to use and how to fly an aerobatic aircraft. The Pitts Special is different to any other aerobatic aircraft in the sense that it is a very delicate aircraft. If you really compare them with other aircraft which are mono-wing construction, that is a single wing, the biplane has a nostalgic appeal about it, which tends to cause a great interest, and people tend to gravitate to that area. Because if you line up 10 of the best aerobatic aircraft on the ramp, and you ask people to invite the public in to photograph them, and you count the number of pictures that each one has taken of each aircraft, well, the Pitts Special will win hands down. These aircraft are still revered in their appeal and their capability. In fact, in the early 70s, it served America exceptionally well. The Pitts Special was the most advanced and the top aerobatic aircraft in the world, and many world championships were achieved using this particular aircraft. And if you look at typical competition, the Pitts Special occupies a completely different area. These aircraft obviously have to come from Africa continent. It's a 15-hour flying time between Atlanta and Johannesburg if you go on a commercial aircraft. So they were packed up, taken apart, gently packed together with tender love and care, wrapped and strapped into a container, where they were put onto the back of a vehicle, and from there had to be shipped to the nearest port and railed to the nearest port where it can be put onto a ship, across the oceans, right up to New Orleans, round the Keys, and finally ending up in Jacksonville. They'll offload the container, will then be road transported down to Lakeland. We will reassemble the aircraft again, reassemble them. They will then fly to their final destination, which is here in Sarasota. At Cirrus Aviation, we will be actually starting a training program that will give the average person an opportunity to experience what we term unusual attitude flying. Unusual attitude flying is an introduction to aerobatics. So flying upside down, flying on the side, doing loops, doing spins is something that we would like to share with the aviation enthusiasts and anyone who has an interest in aviation. So by successfully undergoing the training, you will come out as a graduate competitor in an aerobatic competition. What we hope to do here in Sarasota is to help and assist those pilots to be able to control the aircraft in an unusual attitude and to be able to recover from an unusual attitude, thereby making that particular pilot a far safer pilot, and a pilot that could enjoy some unusual attitude flying. But if you go through the training and you're actually successful, and you can stand the various forces that are imposed upon you, and you can master certain maneuvers and certain things in the aircraft, you can enter into competition, and you can enjoy the aircraft from an aerobatic flying perspective.